Eric, I told you I've had quite a day. Don't come for me today, honey.
Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special Celebrity Big Brother UK weekly recap show. If you guys want to see any of these shows back, you can do it over at yourrealityrecaps.com/CBB. You can see our weekly update blogs, cheat sheet graphics for who's been evicted, the times to watch the show now that we are in finale week. Everything is over at yourrealityrecaps.com/CBB. If you want to help support our shows completely for free, some great ways to do that are start all of your Amazon shopping over at yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. You don't pay anymore. It really helps us out. Or if you love audiobooks and need something to do while you're waiting for our next episode, check out yourrealityrecaps.com/Audible. You get a free book. If you cancel in the month, you pay nothing and you get to keep your book. It's another great way to help support our shows. Another great way to help support with money is consider becoming a patron. yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get weekly only patron shows, prize giveaways for patrons, access to the patron only Facebook group, your questions asked on shows like this, and it keeps us bringing you guys new content all year long like this show. Or you could do a one-time donation over at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. Now, without further ado, let's get to someone that I am so excited to get to introduce to you all, the co-host for this show and the biggest Jedward fan I know. It's Jason! Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing, what's going on? Why don't you like Jedward?
There are so many reasons. We could go on for so long. I think we could spend the whole podcast talking about that.
Oh, good, we might, because we have a lot of Jedward questions. But I forget to ask you this every show, and after the show, people ask me it, and I really feel it is the most pressing question that you might have the answer to.
Okay.
What, for the love of God, is Pink Casino? And who is the girl, and why is she in a chair? What the fuck does it have to do with a casino, and why is she not allowed to curse?
Since Big Brother UK has gone to Channel 5, I think they've only really had main sponsors that are casinos or energy drinks. And it's been casinos in the last recent years. And in the UK, gambling is very different. You know, here, most of those phone apps and like the internet stuff, a lot of that, you can't actually play for money here in America. There, I think you all can. So, like, that's some legit shit to them. I don't know. That's their special branded Big Brother Pink Casino girl. I don't know her name. She's sort of like the Big Brother Squirrel here in America. We have her. We don't really know why, but we embrace her.
So, Someday Sunny in the chat room wants to know, also no clue why she always needs to blow dry her hair.
Yeah, I don't know, or why she'd like suddenly be doing an Egyptian thing. I don't know, but I endorse the UK commercials because there was a lesbian Match.com commercial here today. Like, come through UK.
Yeah, oh, UK. I love the UK. I love them. I mean, they're banning Trump, so God, love me some UK.
Let's not get me going.
I'm going to remove the political questions, and we got some. Yeah, well, I think it's going to be fun. Let me remind you guys, you can put your questions in the chat room, or you can tweet us them using hashtag YRRLive right now. But Jason, when we last left off, our timekeeper, our official timekeeper for the house, Stacy,
yes,
was evicted.
Yes.
Were you happy about it or sad about it?
I think it was Stacy's time to go. I think she was a more explosive personality, so it was good to have her, especially with where we're seeing now with some of the nicer, not as explosive or exciting people being left around. But I think it was Stacy's time to go, and obviously I haven't even paid attention to her on the outside world, but obviously when Jessica was evicted on Bit on the Side, they showed her that Stacy was, posting videos rooting against Jessica. So Stacy's probably out here in these Twitter streets thugging, and I think it's funny. But I think it was Stacy's time to go. especially that she is in the UK where she's not a celebrity. Not that she's a celebrity here either. She doesn't have much of a fan base to go off of other than what she's built for herself in this show. So Stacey was never really going to be able to compete with these people who are going to build their fan bases while they're on the show, but already have something to build off of.
Right. I am just happy she's gone because I'm sick of hearing how nobody could possibly understand what it was like when you're in the house for 3 more days than everyone else, or 8, or 7, or I don't
think
care.
That's really what got her. I think that, you know, a lot of people were willing to listen to her rants about whatever, but I think that she kept chiming on that point of, you don't know what we've been through, that I've been here so long. And it's like, they've been there 10 days. To like civilian Big Brother people, 10 days is like nothing. You haven't even had like your first eviction yet. So Stacey, you really need to calm down. But I think that's that. And the whole you don't know what I've been through thing with Jessica. I've been through a harder life. I've been through a harder life. Like you're in a pissing contest and it don't look cute.
Her rants got old, says Meg Foley for her rants got old. A lot of people considered her a bully, I saw on
Well,
Twitter.
I think, you know, that's a go-to word. I'm a bully, Stacey's a bully. Anyone that is loud and can string together a sentence and may be able to, you know, yell louder than someone else, then they're automatically a bully just because they have a bigger mouth than someone. I don't think Stacey's a bully. I think that we've had some things in this house this year that sort of look like, the gang handed and the na. But I don't think anyone is really, I don't think there's actually a gang going on. I don't think anyone's actually being bullied. I mean, if you really look at it, like Colleen Nolan is in there. She's like an old lady. Like, who's she thugging on and like bullying? Like, come on now.
I think it's a disservice to people that are actually bullied to label anyone that's signed up to play a game with basically no rules bullying.
Bully.
But to that point, we saw on today's show, and DD1104 in the chat room wants to know, do we consider Nicola a bully the way Judge Phelps and people kind of said she wasn't, but people, you know, I think, was it Austin who alluded?
Yeah, like that. There was someone was arguing that she was. I mean, I don't see that she is, but I know Nicola is not liked by a lot of people. I'm actually not a big fan of Nicola, but I can identify with Nicola. Mm-hmm. I feel like when she's in there and she's going off about the people she lives with, that was me in every day of OTT of being like, I hate every single one of these 12 other motherfuckers. So I totally get it. I don't think it's coming across well for her, but I don't think that she's a bully. I think just because you are capable of having an argument with someone doesn't make you a bully. And this is something I tweeted out earlier. I feel like Jedward is like, the UK looks at them like they're 2 little precious infants. And everyone puts on like rubber gloves and like lotions their hands to touch them. They're like preemie babies that everyone is like, don't go too close to the incubator. Like, we have to make sure these preemie babies are all okay. So God forbid someone say some real shit next to the incubator and everyone wants to be like, you're bullying the preemie babies. Like, no, I think that if they're 25 years old, you should be able to deal with someone talking shit to you. You should be able to deal with criticism. If you want to talk shit to people and throw little jabs at people, then you need to accept all them jabs back, girls.
Okay, so I would like to say I don't want to say, Jason. I'm going to let celebrity Big Brother, well, regular Big Brother Canada player, and just our friend and all around decent, amazing human, Nikki Graham, say it best. Mm-hmm. I wish the house would stop picking on Jedward.
Excuse me, Boo. What country is she from? Where she live at? Yeah. And what did I just say about how people in the UK feel about them and how they treat them?
But she played in Canada and she visited New York, and therefore we accept all people.
Therefore, she's immigrated here.
I don't know. I hear what you're saying. All right, here, let me bring up this question. Let's get into Jedward, and it is from Dancing Amy over on Twitter, who says, Jedward's antics, from the pizza box man to the bubbles, are they fun? Are they annoying? Do we think they're playing to the camera? So now,
I think that some people will find them fun. I find it not so much annoying. I find it childish. And I know living with childish, it is annoying. Luckily, I am not living with them, so I'm not personally like super annoyed by them. I'm more annoyed when they seem smug and arrogant, and they're in the diary room saying that they are the only like real famous people there, that, they're actually famous, and they put these other people here and they're like dampening their light. And I just sort of thought, like, blow it out your ass, boys. I feel like it's like Frankie Grande from BB16, like cloned into two little 25-year-old boys, and they just all like, shine bright like a Jedward. So, that's where here in America, or me, we didn't identify with Frankie during BB16 because he had too much of an arrogant persona. He thought too highly of himself. And that's how I feel that they are. As much as this is Celebrity Big Brother, Callum got more dough than the Jedward brothers do. Colleen got more dough. I bet you even Jessica's got more dough than they do because she a fucking businesswoman. Like, they probably the two poorest ones there, yet they're acting like, do you know who we are? Your boys are wearing the same Adidas damn teddy bear sneakers by freaking Jeremy Scott that they walked into the Big Brother house in 2008. Y'all got the same ass sneakers for 10 years, bitch. Don't come in here and act like you the hottest shit, because you ain't Spidey. You ain't fucking Ray J, who made $1 million to show up. I mean, they are too up themselves. That's where they piss me off. They don't necessarily piss me off with the pranks. I just find the pranks would be annoying if I was there with and they are totally a ploy for attention. Everyone has stated it this week. They know when voting is open, and I was saying it. I was actually watching yesterday's or the weekday before's episode with my best friend, and she's like, "What are these boys doing? They're covering the floor with soap. They're, in the table. They were like sliding around the kitchen." And I was just like, "Okay, but do you look at the bottom of the screen when they're doing that? 1 minute until lines close." Like, these people are not dumb. You know what you're doing the day before gets aired the next day during the votes to evict. If you're doing fun stuff, then, I mean, it's not going to get you all the votes, but it's definitely a ploy. And, I would like to say that everyone thinks they're the innocent little 25-year-old boys. I think they're immature. I think they're mildly innocent, but they're also playing the game. They also know what they're doing. To think clearly, there is something going on with them and Spidey that we will never see. Spidey talked about it during their eviction interview. Other people talked about it in the next episode. Jedward, we've never seen whatever passive-aggressive stuff basically, it seems like they were trying to get people to turn on to Spidey, turn against them, and go basically on Jedward's side. Clearly, that is a strategy tact move. That's some BBUS, I'm going to, create a ploy and switch some alliances. And I would have been interesting to see what that was really about and where that would have gone. But I think just that they attempted to do something like that shows that they're not really just like two boys picking daisies in a field. They know what the hell's going on.
Right. I see some people in the chat room are like, we're waiting for the wrong bubble to pop up. Oh, no. I have a better one. No, but then if you...
Eric, I told you, I've had quite a day. Don't come for me today, honey. Don't come for me
today. But wait. If you... How can you say that you think that they're like babies? Like cute babies, but then immature, but then also think they're playing
I think people treat them like they're babies. This is how the public perceives them, that they're babies. And we have to take care of them, and they have a loose neck. Like, make sure you hold its neck when you put the nipple in its mouth. Like, that's how we treat Jedward. I don't think they need to be treated like that. I think they're getting away with so much stuff because we do treat them like that instead of treating them like a 25-year-old. Big Brother US got 21-year-olds on it all the time. Think about how harshly we judge those people, how harshly we judge everyone that goes on every reality show ever, regardless if they're 18, 19, 21, 37, we judge the fuck out of everyone. So for everyone to not judge them and go, but they're so sweet and they're so young, but they're 25. Like, bitch, you're not that young. You're 25. You should have your shit mostly together. I know that's the pot calling the kettle black, me being 27 and barely having my life together. But come on now. I know I should by now. I'm not running around in my, Jeremy Scott teddy bear shoes doing fucking cartwheels thinking the world is made out of candy pops and rainbows.
Talbert's mom.
Jedward gets me so tight. Like, Jedward turns me into Cardi B.
Talbert's mom says they make Jose look normal.
I think, literally, I think Jose's delusions were a little bit more extreme. Their delusions are at least coming from a place of, they are kind of celebrities. They do sell shitty music on iTunes to about 100 people a year. So, yeah, I'm sure they have something going for them. Jose saying he's gonna host the Grammys is the craziest thing anyone has ever motherfucking heard in their life. But I think they're a bit deluded.
Well, he also said he thinks he's Jesus, so
yeah, well,
there's that. I don't know. I still don't have a problem with Jedward. And I don't think that they need to be protected. I think they're very smart. The way that they're playing the game.
Boys. Right.
I just like them because they're hot. And if I didn't have to look at them, I'd have to look at Callum, and we'd have to pretend like he's attractive for the whole season, and I'm not playing that game.
Oh, it's sweet Eric. He is far more attractive than Jedward. I would sleep with James Cosmo before I fucked with Jedward.
What?
I know I'm taking it to the extreme, but I'm here to prove a point.
Is that because you want to get on the Game of Thrones show?
No, although I'm sure their paychecks are large. No, I don't find them, and maybe it's because they and the public give them themselves this persona of so childlike that I cannot see them in a way of attractiveness at all. But granted, my type is anyone not younger than me. So if they're younger than me, they're out the running.
I got in trouble on the other show, so I'm not doing this again.
Oh, what'd you
But thanks to someone that I might know calling me a pedophile because I like them. Then on the previous show, like a day or two later, I thought it was a good idea to Google 12-year-old boys to show everyone what a 12-year-old looks like versus Jedward that are 25. Anyway, after we sorted that out with the FBI, I'm happy to say I'm not doing that example again. They are 25-year-old adults.
Yes. They are adults, but I just don't think that we treat them like adults. I don't think they act like adults. And because they're not acting like adults and we don't treat them like adults, everyone makes excuses for them. And if there's anything you learn in life with, not like I have kids, like raising kids, but like if you keep making excuses for when your kids are assholes or fucking up, then they're never going to get it. I have been arrested multiple millions of times. I've never blamed nobody else in my life. If I fuck up, I fuck up. I'm the one who goes down with it. I'm not someone who's defensive and pushes blame. And you're not ever going to grow up if you do that. And I feel like that's what they do.
Here's what I think my problem is. And somebody said this in the chat room before. Mm-hmm. I think, and maybe I'm just not seeing it, the house is against Jedward. Nobody likes Jedward in that house. Like, they keep saying, we really like you, but we're all nominating you. And Nicola can't stand them. And we saw them get into a fight with Callum this week. And then, so it's like, I guess we don't understand who these people are that are treating them just like babies. Just the voters? Because they're saving them?
If we look at, yes, it's the voters. The voters are the ones that are like, oh my God, look, they're being bullied. When it's really like every single one of those voters could not even live with that person for, 10 hours, never mind the 10 days. So it's real easy for people to judge others in this scenario. And this is what we all do when we're not in the house. So we say, oh my God, that person's a terrible bitch and da-da-da-da-da. But you don't know what their stress levels are like. You don't know what they've heard this morning or yesterday or today. So that's why I can identify with Nicola. Like when she's at her worst, I've been at my worst like so many times in that place, and most, well, not in like UK obviously, but like I'm not someone who used to go to the diary room. I would just like sit there and either talk to myself or just stress the fuck out of my head. But because Nicola's going in the diary room and slagging people off, it looks like, oh, here's Nicola being a big bitch. Like you need to vent in there. These people are all picked not because they're all supposed to get along.
Right.
And luckily, we do have a bunch of them getting along here at the end. And as much as it seems like they're all against Jedward, it's kind of Kim and Jedward against everyone. But I mean, when you really look at it, Kim and Jedward are the only two late returnees in there. And I know people say, oh, what's a big deal about, you know, who came in on what day? But especially with Stacy saying, you don't know how much we've been through. But really, 10 days, like Jessica said in her eviction interview, 10 days in the house is really a long time. I do know how long one day with no, distractions of the normal technology world
Right.
takes. Forget, they had a much better bond. And Kim is obviously way tight with Jedward. They're an alliance of themselves.
Spidey said that too on their exit interview that they think not bonding the first few days in that house really puts you on the defensive for the entire course of the show. Let's talk about Heidi and Spencer for a second, because a lot of people said, what was up with them running out of the house? So Spidey gets evicted, they run right out.
You want to know what I really think it's about? I
What?
mean, obviously, people have different opinions on why someone would run out, but I know how these things go, and I think they know how this goes. They want the most time possible for their interview. A lot of these interviews, sometimes they don't have too much time. You only get a 5-minute interview or so. They're lucky that they were not evicted before Jessica, because Jessica got the short interview that was tacked onto the episode, and then we had a half an hour just to evict and talk to Spidey. Now, had this gone the opposite way, it could have been complete chaos, because obviously you have lots of questions for Spidey, you have lots of things to talk to them about, and you can't properly do an interview with them. So I'm thinking it's either them knowing, we got to get the fuck out right now because this is our moment. Like, this is our, peak, our episode day. This is showtime. Or it's just them, just knowing it's Spidey. Their whole persona is that as much as they're friendly to these people, they don't give a fuck about these people. So it would be not a big deal for them to leave and say nothing.
In their interview, they did say, like, we had already said goodbye to everybody, but still that didn't make sense. So I think your explanation, they wanted more airtime, is probably true as well. Wes in the chat room says they ran so they couldn't give Kim the screen time she wanted. And Jennifer P.
Well, that was during the fight with at the table, I thought.
The fight at the table. Yeah, actually, right. That was with the fight at the table. And Jennifer P. says, when they were running out, Edward says, see you in LA. And they replied, don't think so.
Haha! I did hear people say stuff like that. I didn't hear Heidi and Spencer's reply, but good for them. Like, please don't bring them here.
Yeah, or Maximus Mom says they were saying goodbye before the eviction. They didn't want it to be live. I think Jason has nailed it with they probably just wanted the most time.
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both, and it's not even necessarily the hungry way of wanting camera time. But if you told me that I have to do my evictee interview, and they're like, you have 5 minutes to explain yourself, or you have 15 minutes to explain yourself, everyone is going to want the more time to either see the more clips and find out more what's going on, or to stand up for themselves or explain themselves. Or, I mean, obviously everyone's going to want to have as much interview time as possible.
Right. And then afterwards, we saw the fight with John, and Summer July 12 wants to know, I know it just happened yesterday, but it's something we can't ignore. The reaction after John was nominated. So him kind of getting, like, up in Nicola's face, being like, what?
He started to just go off, really. He went into his Kim mode. And this is where we saw, really, which one of the brothers is the stand-up one and which one is the snarky comment from the side. Edward was really sitting on the side and had just as much snarky comments as John, but wasn't willing to yell them as loudly. But I felt like John was not talking to the people in the room. You know, when you're like in an argument with someone, even if it's like a bunch of people, he was like yelling at them and telling them all to shut up, but then was not looking at any of them when he's making his point. He's just like looking everywhere, like he's talking to a stadium. And that's what made me feel like he was trying to like explain himself to the cameras in the world, in the TV time, justify it, put it out there, but didn't really care about how the housemates felt or what their replies back were or what their explanations on the scenario were. I think it was all about him. I think they're just very self-absorbed. They're not the only people that were nominated, but did you see anyone else running around in there acting a damn fool? No, but that's because they think it's about them, and that's just some people's personality type. Did you hear their mother on Bit on the Side? Do you watch Bit on the Side?
I do, but I didn't. Well, I didn't see it with their mother.
Their mother called into Bit on the Side, and all I'm gonna say is listen to her voice for 2 minutes, and it's exactly why those boys have come out the way they were.
Oh, now I wish we had that clip. All right, I will try and link to.
I'll find it.
I'll try and link to it. By the way, Wes is clarifying, and he's saying that they thought Kim was going to cause a scene because she wasn't evicted over them.
Right.
And that's why they were running away, to not give her, like, that she would fight with them or argue with them or say, no, Trey plays with me.
I mean, I think they can say that, but I think that's them having a PR agent and telling them, don't say it's because you wanted the longer interview, because that doesn't sound good. But I think it's both.
I also liked how Jedward were like, we're the most important people in this house. And by the way, this is off the record. Did it like?
Yeah, like, I'd like to call her a bitch off the record or something. Like,
yeah, I was like,
come on.
Don't think it works like that.
It doesn't.
I also saw someone in the chat room say there should be a task where Jedward are put in diapers. That already happened. Google it. Their first season, right?
Yes.
Their first season. Okay. I think the meanest person in the house, the most fucked up person in the house is Big Brother. No, it's Big Brother. Okay. Why? Okay, let's go with this week's shopping task.
Big Brother is always the meanest house guest in every house. I mean, Big Brother is our format, and we don't really have a Big Brother voice that talks to us like they do, and they don't talk. They're not like mean to us in the diary room as they may be. But I mean, it's kind of like it's the monster of the beast. Like, lay it on me, Eric.
Well, you had our shopping task. It was something familiar to the Big Brother house that you were in, the phone booth. Of phone calling hell, where their family members were on the other side of the phone, and if they wanted to answer, and then Big Brother just takes it like to the next level. It couldn't just be like, oh, your family member's on the other line. Now, Mom, I'm dying. Are you there? Like, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for, I need help. Like, they have some fucked up that celebrity Big Brother.
It's funny. I mean, they've done this kind of task in many different, like, scenarios. They've done it, like, in Ignore the Obvious or say yes or no to these different scenarios. It's just a test of willpower sort of thing. And it was amazing to see that all the house guests really didn't break. But also you have to keep in mind that when most of these people break in these tasks, especially they do this type of task in the UK a lot, but in a normal civilian series, they're there for a whole lot longer. So these people really are really missing home and stuff. Not that, well, I don't know. I don't have that part of my heart. But other people, like Chrissy could tell you, she missed home a lot during OTT. But these people know they're going to be out in how many days? Just a couple? Yeah. They know they've only been in for not even a month. You know, if you're going to throw the task away for a phone call from someone that you saw, you know, like if Kim answered the phone for her husband, like you saw him like a week and a half ago, and you're going to see him in like half a week. It's just one of those, like, it would have been a bad reflection upon them. Anyone really playing the game, not even necessarily from the inside, but playing the game of how the public is perceiving them, had to refuse their task, because you have to look like a good guy team player. Kind of like with even when the hero thing that we had with Jessica and James. Like, Jessica was really trying to paint herself in a good winning light by being like, no, I'm not gonna like fuck over anyone else.
Yeah, 100%. I want to say this, but actually first, I see a lot of people asking when Bots is on. Bots is usually on the weekdays after Celebrity Big Brother. The schedule, which this is the current schedule to the end of the season, is at yourrealityrecaps.com/CBB if you need it. Can we agree
Probably not.
that at least Jed's words was funny when they were like, ooh, Tara Reid, a Sharknado might be there. That was
Okay,
funny.
yes. It made me laugh, but it just sort of, that actually was one of the things that I said, really? Because it's sort of like when Janelle received her phone call from home from Michael. It's just one of those, like, Tara Reid is their friend from last time they were on Celebrity Big Brother. How much do they really hang out with Tara Reid? First off, that Tara Reid is their friend might explain a lot about them too. But you know, how close are you to really Tara Reid? So I felt like it was actually a camera time ploy that if they did press the button, then Big Brother gets to show off another, like, hey, remember Tara Reid? We got her again. We paid her $100 to make this video. Like, I just felt like it wasn't like, where was their annoying ass mom that was on bit on the side? If her ass was there, then I would have been like, okay, you know, respect. You're legit, like, real people, but you got like some like celebrity friend there waiting for you. You're like, that ain't even real shit.
Well, okay, so Joseph L in the chat.
It's kind of like if they gave me my HOH letters from home. I would have loved a letter from Davon, but it's like if they gave me a letter from Davon instead of my mother. It's like, yeah.
It would have been what we wanted.
And exactly. I mean, you guys, the public would have loved it, but it would have been a little bit like, oh, well, that still.
Right. Why would we do anything that the fans want? Joseph L. Joseph L. says Tara Reid has appeared in some Jedward music videos since.
Okay.
But I mean, so that
she's about the only person they can afford to cast in their music.
Pretty
video.
much. I'm pretty sure she would. Well, I'm not gonna go there. But then, like,
who she's on.
Right. Can we blame Jedward for that, though? Because that, to me, is more production doing it.
No,
clearly, your mother's available.
I mean, that is production doing it, but you also have to wonder about how much people are in with knowing what goes on with production. I mean, I'm not saying that, but it clearly seems like the production there does love Jedward. They give them a fucking concert every time they put them on this show. They clearly endorse these guys. They're always trying to, like, lift them up and give them as much time and screen whatever as possible. So how much can we really assume that, they weren't asked, who would you want to receive messages from? And they put down Tara Reid. And, Big Brother USA, we write down basically every person we've ever known to get a damn HOH letter from. Mm-hmm. And you have no idea who they'd be from. But it's sort of like, did they write down a bunch of people and one of theirs was Tara Reid? Are they really that tight? I mean, I don't know, but.
Well, I mean, like,
Tara's gotta be like 45 by now, and she's probably immature as shit too, because how the hell is she gonna hang out with them? What the hell do they do together?
She got Sharknado money. She is fine.
That's probably like, I
think that's good money. I think Sharknado money is good money. Wasn't Heidi and Spencer in Sharknado too? Probably.
Yeah, but that doesn't sound like good money either.
I don't know. I think it's got to be good Sharknado money. Heidi and Spencer, which you said before,
yes.
Were saying that, stuff went down with Jedward, that they were doing stuff like baiting people and pushing people's button in the houses. We saw Jedward's condom application moment that
they
happened.
Were trolling. They were straight trolling.
They were.
And I think it was interesting to see. It's funny to see someone troll each other, right? But, I mean, that happens all the time in these sort of shows. People are always, throwing little jabs right at people right in front of them because there's so much generalization. You can act like you're talking shit about the person that's outside of the room when really you're talking about the one sitting on your bed. So I think that they're all very smart and got quick to it and were like, look, Jedward's being an asshole to us right now. Mm-hmm. And it was a little glimpse into showing that, like I said, they're not just these like sweet, innocent. I'm not saying that they're we should demonize them or that they're terrible or hashtag vile, but I do think that they are just like, whatever.
Jennifer in the chat room says, do you think that the celebrities wouldn't be so boring if they didn't get paid until they were out and like on a per week basis while they're there? Like, do it more like a prize.
Well, I think that you would not get celebrities to sign up for that. Actually, the first couple seasons of Celebrity UK they've ever done was for charity. It was for comedy something. It was all for charity. Everyone was doing it for charity. There was no like money involved. Eventually, they made it that they're paying people. You have to understand, a lot of these people, their job is to be select. Like Nicola's on Bit on the Side, probably 5 times every season. They're out here having a fee to appear on shows all the time. So when you have that initial thing already, you just can't say, "Oh, we'd like to sign you up for this much money a week." These people are not going to accept that. It's much more of you got to pay up front if you want the stars. That's just sort of what happens when you get into the celebrity type of money. You're going to have to pay a lot of money forward.
I feel like they need to have something, though, for the winner. Like, even if it's not prize money for you, it needs to be, like, a donation to a charity. Like, there needs to be some more of an incentive for you to actually make it to the end once you get...
Well, I mean, there's no incentive to win. There is an incentive to further your career in different types of way. But, I mean, winning can revitalize a career for a year or so. You might, if so we've had older comedians that really weren't getting jobs, then all of a sudden they're like touring again.
Right.
But that can only last for so long unless you're, like we've seen the Stephanie and the Jeremys in the past, unless you turn into a tabloid romance where you can become a Nicola, Jamie in the tabloids, adulterer, gossip, bullshit, and you can make money off of selling stories. There isn't really a lot of places that they can go other than back to whatever their talent is, like Colleen going to Lazy Women or whatever it's called or whatever the fuck. So for Lazy Women, what's it called? Loud Women? Something lazy. I don't know.
Pink Casino.
Pink Casino.
Chat room says, like, we keep meaning to ask, do they get anything for winning? No, but like Jason's saying, they get career offers.
Right. More. I mean, winning means that the public has voted you basically their favorite.
Right.
Even that in itself is something. Even if you didn't do anything, even if it's not justifiable that you win, it's still revitalizing that many people have endorsed you. So you kind of have a built-in fan base, already, regardless of how you played the game or how you end up at the end, because you're going to have all those people that remember that you're the winner from that year and then support you for the next year or so.
Which is why Bianca and Jamie are a walking magazine deal.
They are a walking magazine deal, for sure. I think they seemed a little bit taken back when today, in just today's episode, obviously Callum was exposed for having talked about that with Nicola.
Right.
And I think both of them looked very taken aback by it, but I don't necessarily know if they were taken aback because it was said or because Callum is the one that said it. I think that they probably do know that this is what's going on. I don't know if Banca knows what this is going on because, listen, like everyone that knows my story knows I've had like lots of friends that were strippers before. I've spent lots of times in strip clubs. If she's a house mom in a strip club, I know Banca's type to a fucking T. So Banca probably don't know what's going on. I think Jamie, who has probably had a little bit more experience in this magazine tabloid life with the Danielle Lloyd and the divorce and the adulterer and the baby and all this shit. I think he knows what he's getting himself into that more. And he's using Banca to bring her for, gain. But that's not necessarily a bad thing for her because she got to make some money on the back end of this. Everyone's got to try to make money on the back end of this.
I like how she's just like, the heart wants what the heart wants, and it wants him right now. Well, like you said, we had the final judgment, which was about nominations as well.
Emma's outfit there. Look at her, look like channeling Twiggy or some shit.
I loved it. And the face-to-face nominations landed us with Callum, Jamie, Jedward, Kim, and Banca.
Nicole.
What?
Nicole. I was calling Nicola Nicole because apparently that's what Kim thinks her name is.
Do you think that the nominations landed the way that they should have landed with so who was safe? Obviously James.
James, Colleen, and Bianca.
Right.
I think that it does make sense, obviously. Bianca has not really pissed anyone off in that house. Everyone, like I said before, has like old Hollywood respect for Colleen. Like she is old UK celebrity
not
to them.
Everybody.
Yeah, not everybody, but I honestly think that Colleen annoyed me more on her original season, where she was more of a whiny, cry, complainy, stroppy bitch. But I've actually enjoyed Colleen this time around. Not that she's done that much, but and the third person that was not nominated was not Callum. What was it? James. Obviously, James can't be nominated. Right. Everyone thinks James is sailing to win. I don't know if he is going to win, but he is a strong contender at this point. I think he's probably the only person that can conquer Jedward, but unfortunately, he has not done enough that can guarantee that everyone would be voting for him. Basically, what I'm going to do after today is I'm going to start a Twitter campaign that everyone that doesn't want Jedward to win has to vote for James C. to win, because that's the only way you're going to defeat them. They are going to clean sweep this whole thing unless everybody bands together. Because if we all vote for random people in this final, then Jedward is going to have 40% of the vote and everyone else is going to have 20%. So we all need to put all our votes on the same person to stop the Jedward win.
Did you see my eye? Did you see my
No,
eye starting to twitch? My eye started to twitch because I feel like I just had flashbacks, and good luck with that.
Kim to win, actually, is what I would like to say. I think we should all put our votes on Kim to win.
Kim to win. Well, I clearly am not the one to make a campaign video to try and get someone to win. So I'm gonna just leave that to you this time. Apparently it's not gonna work. But maybe you can help us out and let us know who the Captain Hook guy is who hates Colleen.
John McCririck. Okay. John
good.
McCririck was on Celebrity Big Brother a few times. Back in the day when it was on Channel 4. Then he came back for Ultimate Big Brother when it was the final little bit of it leaving Channel 4. They brought back some Nikki Graham. They brought back normal housemates and celebrity housemates. They brought him back for that. John McCririck is basically known for calling his wife Booby, picking his nose and eating it, walking around in disgusting looking underwear, looking disgusting, acting disgusting, smelling disgusting, basically talking very disgustingly about women. He usually talks about their boobies and stuff like that. He takes everything. I know everyone's gonna be like, oh, Jason's using this word, but he's kind of like a misogynist or whatever the fuck the correct definition of that is. He's very just manly, but he's really famous for like running horse races there. He's a bookie. He's someone who shouts out odds on the TV there about horse races, but he's really just known for being disgusting. And he likes that he is unliked by the public. So I think he tries to make himself more disgusting at every chance he gets.
I was not laughing at his treatment towards women. I was laughing because Lana Kay in the chat room says he's the ghost of Christmas past. Which I think he kind of does look a little bit like Ghost. Yeah. Clearly, he is one of the let me try and be as horribly awful as I can awfully be person.
It's his job. We've had, obviously, people they're professional wind-up merchants. They're professional assholes. They're supposed to say problematic things that get you angry. That's what their job is. I mean, we've seen Katie Hopkins on this show. We've seen those people that purposely do that for their job, and that's a bit of John McCririck's job at this point. If he was a nice, ugly, gross old man, nobody would care, but that he is a dirty, nasty old man actually makes him a TV character.
Well, speaking of nice old men and nasty, horrible things, what did you think about the letter challenge this week when house guests had to choose, are we getting a letter from home? And in order to get it, whose letter are we cutting up in front of their faces?
Yes. I thought that was interesting. It was interesting to ask who was the weakest first to really start it off. And who did they actually choose as the weakest? Oh, they chose Speidi. So obviously I didn't think Speidi didn't need a letter. I think Speidi then did the good thing you do for TV. We experience this in USA. No. We experienced this in USA a lot with the have-nots of, do you do like probably the good game thing of like, let's make it even rotation, or let me try to be fair, Or do you do the good TV thing, which is like, I hate this person, so fuck them? So Spidey did the good TV thing and was like, we don't like Kim. Kim don't get a fucking letter, which was like probably the most, one of the entertaining parts about that is that people were actually, Nicola didn't want to give the Jedward a letter. People actually were going after their enemies' letters instead of playing the whole, oh, well, they need it most. Oh, well, they need it most. But I think it was good that the people that did do they need it most, acknowledge Jessica's got 3 children, acknowledge Jamie's got children. A lot of these people have young ass kids.
I liked how Kim was like, "You're trash. They should cut you up and put you in the bucket." I mean, there was good drama fallout from it that I wanted, but not enough. Like, I wanted people to have harder decisions
right
than what they had. But
especially with it coming down to Jamie and Bianca, like Bianca's not going to be mad. It's her, it just no one ended up that upset by it.
And I don't think anybody was surprised, although I did like when the people came into the room and each one was like, why are you all crying? Why's everyone crying? What's going to happen?
Look serious.
Why is everybody so sad up in here? Well, I mean, we did have a lot of those sad moments. I thought it was interesting. Whose letter, then, would you have cut up in the house if you were playing Celebrity Big Brother UK this week right now?
I would have cut up. I would have cut up if I was in Heidi's spot, the first ones to go, right, and everyone thought, I would have gone for Callum's letter because I think you can get away with that without really pissing anyone off. I would really, I would be targeting Jedward if I was in there. Obviously, I'm targeting them from the outside. So obviously, if I was in there, I would be against them. So I would want to not let them get their letter, but gameplay would be more, okay, yeah, they are like young boys that have this innocent persona that people want to coddle them. You can't, go at their neck like that. Callum is a big boy who had his mother in there, who doesn't really seem to give a fuck about, too much of anything and just waiting to get out and to get some poon. He's not really worried about who's writing him a letter. So I would have definitely gone for Callum's letter.
I agree. I would, and I think it was Jessica, right, who gave the exact reason that I thought, like, you had your mom in here. Like, that's a very good,
super, super easy. Out. You can't even really debate that whatsoever. And I mean, that's probably who the letter was from, which I mean, probably production wanted to read a letter from Angie because that's a character they can sort of rope back in for, a scene or two, but we don't need it.
Destiny's in the chat room, speaking of the people that are up for nomination right now, and apparently one of them is being evicted.
They're being evicted like right now or something.
I think it was like an hour or so ago.
Okay.
But so then I guess her question is there any leak of who was evicted today? Not that I'm aware of.
Honey, not that I'm aware of. I'm sure they're going to be on it like swimwear. Granted, we don't have live feeds and there's no live from the house tonight, so we're not going to know. I almost wish that they went live to the house at the end of today's episode just to show maybe it happened and then end the episode like that with this person getting no interview. But I'm assuming they're obviously going to be doing an interview with Emma on whatever the next eviction is. So maybe they're just spreading it out that way.
Who do you think should go out of who is up right now?
Well, like I said, I'm doing the BB Spy predict game. Mm-hmm. So I predicted that Jamie is going to go out during this backdoor. I was actually between Jamie and Callum because I don't know if the votes will be there, but I'm actually thinking that Callum's votes may be and Jamie may not be. Now, I know that is a risky choice because he is part of this storyline of a showmance and stuff, but I can sort of see Bianca as the girl that came off better in it all. Therefore, she will be the survivor of the said romance. And we'll have to wait to see what happens. It's kind of like what we've seen with Stephanie and Jeremy and, Marnie and Lewis or whatever the hell his name was in that other season. So I'm thinking that it might be Jamie. I think Jedward is safe. Kim will be safe. Nicola could be in trouble, Jamie could be in trouble, and Callum could be in trouble. But when we really break all those people down on really where they are, even on the stardom chart before Celebrity Big Brother or after or whatever, I would say that Jamie has the least fan base to go off of, and therefore has the highest steep to climb.
A lot of people are agreeing with you. Evspear in the chat room, Amy, Maximus Vaughn, they're all saying, yeah, they think that Jamie's gonna go. Interesting. I hope, or I'll say, let me ask you this question from Angel Chick wants to know. I'm so tired of hearing Nicholas say she wants to leave and threatening to leave and how she's gonna go home, but then she never knows. What do you guys think of that? And I hope she leaves.
You know what? Usually, I normally get pissed off with that because I'm like, you don't know how many people would be so grateful to be there. But this is Celebrity Big Brother. Everyone that would be like really grateful to be there wouldn't be invited there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe some celebrities are jealous they're not there, but maybe their time will come soon. It's just one of those things where you're just like, it's not like someone else got passed over in the audition process for this person. Nicola didn't steal anyone's spot. Nicola did that a lot on her original season. So, production knows what they got themselves into with casting Nicola. When things start to go really bad, she's a flight person. She's not a fight. She gets into the fight, but then immediately wants to flight. She runs in that Wired Diary room and wants to leave, not because she's so afraid about perception or anything like that, because she doesn't want to have to go back in and continue the arguments on all night and be stuck in the same house with these people. So sometimes in there, you do just want to leave.
Judas J says, was the voting open to save or evict?
This season been saves or evicts? I have actually not paid attention to that. Which actually
to save.
Celebrities are usually to save, so it will probably be last night's vote was probably a to save as well. It's usually to save or to win with celebrities, and then even we usually do save with the civilians now, but it used to be evict with the civilians. But I think that they've tried it both ways, and production has thought that it's a little bit fairer that we do the save your favorite versus, the evict the one you hate the most. Because,
And I forget who said it, but they said Emma did confirm tomorrow we will see who's evicted and get interview. George Day in the chat room.
Hey, boo.
Wants to know if we could bring back one housemate. Who would we bring back?
Oh, from this season?
Yeah, so
I thought he was just gonna talk. I was just gonna be like, Charlie Uchenna! You're like, who the fuck is Charlie Uchenna? Yeah, she's like the craziest person. She is Kim Woodburn, but better. Way better. Younger, better, hotter with her fake titties out. She a great old mess. Loved her. If I could bring anyone back, I would bring back Chloe. I think that leaving Chloe in the first place is why we've had a week of a bit staleness, because we're not having as many fights anymore. Everyone has basically resolved to that they're coming to an end soon enough, or how do we just get along? Kim's not really going off at everyone. Jedward's going off a little bit now, but not to the same extent. And this would be the perfect time to have Chloe, run in the background of a scene with one of her nipples out, drunk with, something weird in her mouth. It would be I think we're really missing the perfect comedic time she could have brought us.
Which is why I love Jedward in the house. How is she allowed to run around with balls in her mouth and Jedward isn't?
Because Jedward pretends they don't put balls in their mouth. Chloe knows she puts balls in her mouth.
Okay, true.
Jedward likes to pretend that they really don't put balls in their mouth. And I'm not someone that is into talking about other people's sexualities like that at all. But, come on, boys. They like to pretend that they're out here rolling with these girls a lot. And just come on, boys, you ain't fooling me at all.
I think only one. I only get that feeling from one. And I don't know which one is which, but once they start talking, I'll tell you.
John is the one who so they have a few outfits where they have either a J and an E or their names on them, and that's really the only time you can start to tell apart. I think John seems to be, the mouthy brain, but Edward is the creative one, but more of the sit in the corner snarky comment one.
Right. And hair down lately. I feel like Edward has hair down lately, and I think that Edward's the one I think is the gay one.
I think both they are, but I should not speculate
Oh
about that
God,
because
I
that's not.
sure hope so. Because last night when I was dreaming, they were. Or my theory, Joseph says, or my theory is Jack and Joe situation where one is straight and potentially one is leaning the other way. You never know with them.
Jack and
And
Joe.
yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
Jack and
Jack and Joe are BBUK like 2014. One of them was straight, one of them was gay. They are twins. I mean, I'm not saying that, people don't come out that way. We all come out a million different possible ways, but and they both were quite effeminate. So I mean, there's no telling, but I don't know.
George says they were from the Secret and Lies season
Yes.
2013.
Yes. Gina Rio, bitch. Shout out Gina Rio. That's my girl.
So let me ask you this, because we saw on today's episode where they brought back people like Austin, like Ghost of Christmas Past, like the other people to now really start grilling the house
Yes.
guests.
Thank God for Louisa. She was the highlight of the episode with her Kim impression. Her Kim impression was on point. For anyone that doesn't know, Louisa is from The Apprentice, like Jessica was.
Uh-huh.
She came on to Celebrity Big Brother and caused quite a stir because she's an argumentative, feisty girl as herself. And she then hosted Bit on the Side as like a co-host for a little bit because she's very opinionated and snarky. And I liked Louisa. I thought that I did not understand why they had Syra there. She was an early evictee from last season of Celebrity Big Brother. No one really cared about her. She is opinionated, but nobody cares. So I don't understand Syra, but I thought it was interesting to bring those people back. I don't think they should have brought Austin in because he is a former housemate and it was a little bit more personal. And clearly, yes, he's going to be a big bitch. And yes, he's probably in the UK waiting for finale. So he's probably free to be used by production. So it was probably nothing for them to call his ass in. But it just, I think he could have stayed out of it.
And he'd be willing to say whatever they wanted him to say.
Yeah.
And maybe those British people don't want to go against Jedward, like you say, so they needed an Austin to come in and put a little pressure on Jedward.
Well, I think that Austin actually came in to talk shit about Jedward to make Jedward look better, like by production. And it have one more person picking on them, and then it's one more person. Oh, and then Austin came in and said all these horrible things to the boys. Austin barely even knew them. He was like outright as they got in. This is so terrible. Look at these boys. They're being bullied. And Austin's perception is not a positive one. People in the UK are not going to take what Austin says as truth opinion. They're going to take it as bitchy opinion, or we don't believe this opinion. So I don't think having him as the person to cross-examine Jedward or whatever is actually hurting Jedward. It's to help them. And that's one of the few things that you can sort of see when production is trying to give legs up to certain people.
Eric, this question is for you. Did you see the clip of Jedward singing about going commando? Yes, I did see. Did you not see that on Twitter?
No.
They have a new song about like, our dicks are in our pants and we're not wearing underwear. We're going.
Have dicks. So have you been buying their music on iTunes, Mr. Like I'm the big Jedward fan now? Because if so, then you are fake.
I did not actually buy their any of them.
Not a real fan, Jedward. Drag them. Drag them, Jedward.
I have watched him licking the glass 19 times today. Have you seen the Twitter of him?
Eric, I'm worried about you. I'm worried about you.
You ain't got to worry about me. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Little Jedward. It would not be fun. I have to like somebody on the show, and I'm not liking the other guys this season.
I mean, that's fine.
There's Grandpa, and then there's I used to be bald. I don't know what's going on with me now, and I don't like your tattoos. And
Which one is that?
Callum.
I used to be.
See the hot tattoo guy from like the 2 seasons ago. He knows how to have tattoos. And then what's my other choice? Like not even baby chest Jamie. Just whatever's going on with you. I don't know. I had to pick someone. I went with twins.
Yeah.
Excuses says chat room. Right. I think you did answer this though in the beginning of the episode, but maybe I'm wrong. Steffi wants to know, do we know if Jason thinks Callum is attractive at all? And I feel like I know your answer.
I think that he's the most attractive of these people. I don't think that he is like deadly attractive, like oh my god. But no, I think that he's an attractive. He's for me attractive. Like I say to people, it's not really about like your body so much as it is necessarily my personality type and what works with me and your face. I think that Callum's got an okay face for like a rugged looking dude. He's got an okay nose and an okay, you know what I'm saying? He's not really he for a wrinkly guy, for a guy who's looking wrinkly and partied out a little bit already. He's not looking Botox out. He's not looking fake. He's not looking like a cat lady. So that's a plus. He's got a strong jaw and stuff, and he like tall. I don't know. He looked like, I mean, I wouldn't kick him out of bed, but I wouldn't kick Jamie out of bed either. I probably wouldn't kick James J out of bed. I wouldn't kick a lot. I'd kick Austin out of bed. He can go.
I think Stephanie just wants me to ask questions that are gonna have you get angry. So she's like, "So is he better than Jedward?" He's already said not better than Jedward.
What? Who's not
She
better
wants to know then is Callum, do you think
more attractive than Jedward?
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course he's going to say that. His ears are weird. Well, you know, look, we all got problems.
I know, right? Like, my ears are weird, too. So is, like, half of my face. I can't really be mad at his ears.
Look, this is what I know. I know that we only have, like, what, 4 or 5 more days left. What do we have? We have 5 more days left. Friday. Also,
yes.
I guess Friday then is our finale day for Celebrity Big Brother UK. So we're going to be left with a lot of people. Do you think we're only going to lose one person going into finale, or do you think we're losing another one this week?
What is our number at right now? We got 7. 5 is usually the magic number.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Ooh, 5 is usually the magic number. There has been times where we do 6 in the finale. Usually the person in 5th and 6th place will come out together and do a joint interview because, again, there's just not that much time. But we do have enough time over the course of this week where they could kick people out. I mean, we're obviously losing someone today. That means, you know, on Tuesday we could lose another person. On Wednesday we could lose another person with a flash vote, and then vote to win on Friday. I mean, you could still get 3 more people out before Friday comes.
This is why I love the chat room. The final number is always 6, not 5. The final will have 8, and there are always 8. We lost 1. But there'll be 6. I don't know. Everyone knows that the answer is
8. I need some receipts saying that there's always 8 in a final, because there is very rarely 8 people in a final. I mean, I've been watching a BBUK Power Trip 2015. I just finished it last night. Obviously I've been rewatching, I've seen it like before, but there was 6 people in their final, and that was, you know,
right,
quite big for in the history of Big Brother finals. So at 8, they probably only have maybe 1 or 2 seasons to reference in 8 off of.
Well, this, Jason, is our penultimate, our second to last show. The next one that we do, it'll be over and we'll be recapping the finale. So yes. I ask you, Jason, you need to pick, you need to commit right now.
Yes. Who
do you think will win, and who do you want to win? Who do you think, and who do you want?
I'm only releasing positive things into the universe.
Okay.
So I think and want James to win.
Really?
James or Kim?
You're releasing positive things into the universe and you're putting Kim into the universe? Oh, where's my soundboard? Okay.
Because I'm also playing strategy that I think that Jedward is going to win, honestly. I don't think there's anyone that can beat them unless, like I said, like there's a campaign of people banding together this week to not just make sure that Jedward doesn't win, but to specifically vote for another person to win. Because if we all just throw our votes to the other random people, Jedward will still have more. They're clearly going to like swipe up a bunch of votes. And, you know, the thing is, Jedward lost on their last season and were beat by like better celebrities than them. And I feel like we have a lot of better celebrities than them here. So that's why I'm hoping that, you know, they will still get beat by some of these more legitimate names. I know Callum Bester has really done nothing but partied to make a famous career, but I mean, I'd rather be known, you know, as a A-list party boy than as a D-list singing comedic duo.
I'm going to say here on Earth in the reality real world, I
Yes.
also want to agree with you and say that I think Jedward will win,
Hmm.
but I don't think they'll win.
Really?
So,
Well, this is the thing. The public never gets what they want. So
mhm.
if most of the people want Jedward to win, they're not going to win.
I'm going to say it's going to be Bonka.
Bonka, really?
Well,
You're
she
putting
was saved the last 2
yes,
weeks by the public
right, but
up
I think
against
that the
other good people.
public really weren't expecting those saves. They were almost flukes in a sense, as we don't know where those votes came from. You can go and find the odds for a lot of these evictions online, and Bonka was odds on to go over Jessica. She should have been evicted first, but according to every bookie in this side or that side of the damn country,
Pond.
so I think, yeah, whatever. So I think it would be interesting to see where these votes are coming because you don't see a Banca army on the internet. They're not and not noticing that they are really getting that many people. I'm actually was thinking that Banca would be first out on
But
finale.
she was up with Vote to Save
Yes,
against
big
everyone
name.
that's left right now.
Heidi, Spencer,
And
Kim.
and got the most votes to save. That's interesting to me.
It is interesting. I really do wonder why that could be. But since there doesn't seem to be an explanation for it, I'm sort of looking at it like a fluke because there isn't a bunch of people out there saying, it's not like the Ball Smashers versus the LNG thing where everyone, is saying, I'm with this side, I'm with that side, and debating over it. You don't see anyone out here waving the Bonka flag.
Right.
So I'm kind of wondering how.
But release on Friday, they aired her turning up things with Jamie, and I think that was strategic to keep a showman's in, says Joseph in the chat room. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We're going to find out real soon. You also, Jason, are going to be putting out your final predictions for BB Spy.
Yes.
Correct. When is
Well,
that
I'll
going to
be
happen?
waiting to see what we've all obviously predicted who's going to go home during what they've done today. We won't know until tomorrow. I think most of us have predicted it's Jamie. I think a few of us picked Callum, but I think those are the only two choices that any of the alumni chose. So we'll find out tomorrow who has scored one more point. I think I'm tied for the lead right now, which is surprising but nice.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so obviously whoever wins, we will find out by Saturday next week because Friday will be finale. So we will see.
And you're going to the BB Spy Twitter will tweet it out,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And of course you're gonna retweet it.
Always.
And where can the people find you if they want to follow you on Twitter?
At the J. Roy.
Where can they find you on Snapchat? Where oh damn it, hold on, because God, if this
Don't pull up like a clip from my Snapchat. My Snapchat is
I got your Snapchat right here. If you would just stop moving. Here, wait. Here's Jason's Snapchat. Damn it! There you go. Half of your hat.
Now I just got to rap. This one for the boys of the Bowman system. Top down, I see.
There you go. All of Jason's social media. All of
it. It's the J. Roy or the official J. Roy. Like, check me out, bitch. He's out here. You already know.
And the links will be below here as well if you all don't know it. And I will see you guys all back here on Thursday.
Yes.
Or, I mean, every night of the week on do you want to commit to a day for your next episode of your Big Brother show?
I don't know. I have had such a chaotic day, literally. I don't know if you saw my Twitter, but I literally was vacuuming inches of water off my floor just a few hours ago. My basement completely flooded. So I can't even begin to tell you the chaos that is going around me right now. I have no idea when I'm going to do my next episode.
I have a serious question.
Yes.
Have you tried to take any of your Big Brother winnings and just throw them at the water to make it go away?
No.
Okay. Do you know you can get like someone to come and suck your water out and dry your floor?
Really?
Yeah, there's people that'll come there. They'll like suck your water out and then it'll like dry the floor.
that sounds like for bougie people. Where I come from, you pull everyone in your neighborhood that has a shop vac, and you have 3 shop vacs going.
Well, that's what I meant, a shop vac. They're sucking it out with the shop vac, and then you
Yeah,
just run.
you don't hire for someone for that, bitch. You get out there and do it yourself.
Oh, I got it. Why don't you put out an ad for Twitter trolls that don't like you to come for your basement and just spew their hot air all over the place and dry it out?
Yeah, well, there's plenty of them, but they're all on mute. I don't know those hoes.
That's good. I like that they're muted and not blocked. Well, wait, let me just let you guys know this. If you guys are watching in YouTube, don't forget, thumbs up and subscribe. That really helps support our shows. Also, you can click on all the buttons over down on that side if you're watching on YouTube. iTunes, give a 5-star rating and a nice review. You can also subscribe right here in YouNow to watch us do these shows live, to watch them back after, to get a special sticker of us and a badge for YouNow. It's another great way to help support our shows, or just simply make sure you subscribe right here in YouNow so you don't miss when we go live. We do go live every single night of the week. We do this show. We're doing a Hunted show on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Bravo blogs. John's doing his cooking show. We have so much, so make sure you subscribe here and on YouTube and on iTunes. Those are other great ways to help support our shows completely for free. Or if you want to donate so that we can do even more, we'd really appreciate it. Consider going to yourrealityrecaps.com/patron, or making a one-time donation over at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. It's a great way to thank us if you enjoyed this show that we've been doing for you guys all season. Jason!
Yeah, honey, I'm gonna let them keep following me, honey. Read about me all day, but I ain't reading about you.
Exactly, I love that. Final words, Jason, what do you want to say to everybody? Do you have anything you want to say to them, or we let them go?
Everybody have a lovely evening. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we just can't wait to see how this Celebrity Big Brother wraps up. So we'll see you hoes next week.
We will see you guys all next week. Bye, everybody. Or I might be back on later on you now, probably. I'll see you guys all later. Bye for now, everybody. Bye. Boop.
Hey, just kidding. I love you.